Let's jump into the next phase of actually building a project. So we've done some time on identifying the different parts. Now we're getting a little more specific that will actually apply to any particular project that we have to build. What most of the time that carpenters get is just a simple floor plan. Walls, doors, windows. And then you have to figure out from there how you want to build your floor. Sometimes you do get a foundation plan and you'll look at see it exactly how the blocking is put in, and that will help. But in our case, we actually have a floor system plan, and we're going to start with one that's pretty simple. Just a straight rectangular building, 8 foot by 5 foot. And just as before, the first thing we need to do is identify the different parts: header, common, blocking, girder, and rim joist. And that's going to help us start calculating how many actual gross feet of material that we need in order to build this project. And right now we're going to be dealing in linear feet and in square footage. Occasionally we deal with cubic feet when it starts dealing with concrete and forms and things like that. So phase one is to identify all the parts, which we just did. Phase two, we're actually going to look at the gross total length of material we need for each component of this floor system. Then eventually we'll go down to the actual quantity that you would buy at the store, and then down to actually how much it would cost to write a check for that material when you go to buy it. And we're going to start with our header joist. We've got 2 header joists across the top and the bottom. They're both 8 feet. So 8 plus 8 is 16 linear feet. That's literally as hard as this part gets, especially since our floor system is just a simple rectangle. But we're going to go through it piece by piece so that you don't make a mistake. And you can always refer back to this video if you get one piece and you're not sure how to figure out another part, one of the specific components, because we're going to talk about each one individually to make sure you understand where they go. Rim joists are on the outsides, run parallel to the common. I've got 5 foot, 5 foot, 5 plus 5 is 10 linear feet. We'll kind of go through these a little quicker. The girder, I got 3 boards built up across the middle. The entire span of the girder is 8 feet. So I got 8, 8, and 8, 24 linear feet. Let's get a little more complex. I've got common joists in this project. We have 2 runs of common joist, and they're 2 foot, roughly 2 foot 6 each on average. When you go to actually cut the board, it would be something a little bit different. So we're going to, you look at it, you can do it that way. You can look at it as 2 separate runs, 2 foot 6, but then we have 1 simple rectangle, or you can look at it as 1 run is 5 feet across. If you remember, our building was 8 foot by 5 foot. So I'm just gonna do the simple way and go the 7 runs of common joist at 7 runs at 5 foot each. 7 times 5 is 35 linear feet. Floor seals go under the headers and the rims, so it goes all around the building. We're talking perimeter now, 8, 5, 8, 5, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 26 linear feet. Termite shield literally goes right under the floor seals, and this is the exact same thing. You follow the perimeter, it too is 26 feet. Solid blocking. Now, if you notice our blocking, I drew each one of them out. There's 6 pieces here, but they span over an area that's roughly 8 feet. As when we looked at our plan, you notice that they basically look like they connect. They run in and butt into a common joist, come out of another common joist, butt into another common joist. So in a rough figure, because this is rough estimation, they span over a total 8 feet. I'm going to treat this as 2 spans of 8. So 8 plus 8 is 16 linear feet. Now we're going to shift gears slightly and go to an area calculation, which is our square footage. Our subfloor is literally the plywood that lays over the top of this floor in sheets. It'll line up on one edge and only come over so far. We're limited by the size of our plywood. So we're going to do a little calculation. We're doing area now. So I have a total of 8 feet by 5 feet. 8 times 5 is 40 square feet. You can also draw it as this symbol right there for square footage.